So bring it on. Hike expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. We are, of course, at the future Nou Camp. Given a new look after 4 years of renovations, it is bigger, better, and ever more beautiful. The action has already started. Well, we've been given a lineup which suggests a 3-6-1 formation. Jim?
Well, I can only suppose that the plan is to play on the counter-attack, Peter, to lure the opposition up the field and look to spring a surprise. There isn't much point in keeping your wing-backs deep if up against only one striker. So deception would appear to be the theme with this system, and I think they've got a good chance of making it work as long as everybody is committed on the counter.
Neither of these two want to come off second best. Great vision.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Can he get on the end of this? And this is Nedvěd. Nedvěd! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
Now here is a true legend of the game. In fact, some still say, Jim, that he's the greatest number one there's ever been.
The mighty Gianluigi Buffon. Yeah, he might get my vote too, Peter. When you consider his consistency at the highest level, okay, he may not be as skillful with the ball at his feet as some of the younger contenders, but you certainly wouldn't want him lining up for the opposition. What a goalkeeper.
Neymar is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
He's beaten the last man, and the shot! A wonderful effort, all by himself.
Well, it came to nothing in the end, but it certainly got the crowd going.
Greece still without a single shot on target. Cannavaro. Neymar. And it's Van Dijk. That's Guardiola. Cafu. For Yaya Toure. Greece finding their passes. Doué going face-to-face with his great rival. Neymar showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Roberto Carlos. Oh, such a clever touch. Roberto Carlos delivers. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is. Pops for safety. Played towards the other side.
Good ball, that too.
Threads one in.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
And it's safely in the keeper's hands. Cafu. And it's Van Dijk. And it's Van Dijk. And it's Doué.
Oh, really well played.
Well, he's felt that, hasn't he? Nesta is the guilty party there. And he's going to have his name taken. Doué. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Oh, that's fabulous. Cafu. It's a good-looking delivery. Guardiola.
Cafu.
Well, a goal here would be the ultimate pick-me-up just before the break.
Cafu.
Van Dijk. Cannavaro.
Cafu.
Yaya Toure is a perfect combination of brain and brawn. And it's Van Dijk. Cannavaro. Vieira did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Nedvěd. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Crosses it in. Real chance! Now, that looked awkward, but he had a good crack at it.
He's never the type to turn down a challenge, is he?
Beşiktaş with the corner, there first. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. Knocks it out wide. Cross into the box. Danger averted for now. There's the whistle for half-time. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. How would you review the first half?
Well, simply put, Peter, they haven't been good enough to trouble the opposition. They need to play with more courage in the second half and a lot more intent.
So, no breakthrough from either side. 0-0 after 45 minutes of action. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. Both sides defensively robust up to now. Yaya Toure conjures time and space where few can.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And of course, those in midfield have to be ready now.
Big header! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Guardiola clears it away. Played in by Roberto Carlos. It's out for a goal kick. Turns back here, probably the best option. Beşiktaş are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
And he's there to get it away. Up towards the hour mark, and still no goals. He's on it, can he get away? Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent, it's almost personal. And it had to be. That is good alertness. So, what can they make of this? Now it's Nedvěd, looking for options for movement. He is through here. He's got tall. Oh, surely that deserved a better outcome.
Yeah, it's very well timed. A delivery like that with the right amount of pace and whip can be a nightmare to defend against.
Played back to the goalkeeper. Van Dijk. Well into the second half, and still there's nothing between them. Now Van Dijk. Neymar. Van Dijk.
Cafu.
And it's Doué. Well, that pass isn't the best. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
There's a sharp little ball here.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Cafu cuts out the pass. And that has left him in a heap. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Shapes to shoot! They've scored! And late in the day, a telling moment.
Well, you can see what it means to all of them. A frustrating game, but now they have what they wanted. And they're rightly pumped and ready to go again.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Cambio de jugadores en el Beşiktaş. El dorsal 45.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
El dorsal 24.
So, the first goal of the game.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
And he's managed to get free. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it.
Greece surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. He's got away. Cannavaro getting this one clear. Beşiktaş have got it back and they'll have another go. Very nicely done. Deflected behind for a corner kick.
Cambio de jugadores en el Beşiktaş.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Serán sustituidos por el dorsal 10.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And that was nowhere near his best. And now they can spring out of defence. And this is Neymar.
Greece nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Makaleli, and he's running through. Oh, well played. Zico. Very much into the last knockings. Cafu gets over and intercepts.
Habrá 2 minutos de descuento.
Looking to play him in. And the shot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Filippo Inzaghi really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
And the keeper beats it away. Pull it. That is ended up in no man's land. And there goes the final whistle. Greece have done it. Their solitary strike ultimately proving just enough. A terrific win, however you look at it. Filippo Inzaghi taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Greece clearly came into this match with a good game plan, one designed to capitalise on an obvious weakness. They'd identified that and never really let go.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.